A monk spent the night with a dead man's body, but something else was in the room with him. He did not run. Tonight I'll tell you a story from Japan. The mountain had no name that he knew. Muso had been walking since morning. The path narrowed. The light faded. He did not know how far he had come or how far was left. Only the mist rising from below and the sound of his own steps on stone. Then he saw it. A light. Small and warm far below the path. A house. He made his way toward it slowly, through the trees, through the dark. He did not expect much. Only a roof for the night. An old man opened the door. He looked at Muso for a long moment before he stepped aside. He did not smile. He did not speak much. But he brought tea and a mat to sleep on, and that was enough. Muso thanked him. The old man sat by the fire and looked at the floor. Later, in the dark, Muso lay still and could not sleep. There was something in the air of the house, a heaviness. He could not name it. He listened to the wind outside. He watched the moonlight move slowly across the floor. When he woke, the room was cold. He looked toward the host's room. The door was open. The old man was gone. Only the futon remained, and the burned-down candle, its smoke still rising in a thin line. A neighbor came at first light. He stopped when he saw Muso. He told the monk that the old man, the owner of this house, had died in the night. His body had been brought to the village hall. Someone needed to sit with it until morning prayers. Muso said he would go. The body lay alone in the hall. Incense burned. A single candle. Muso sat and recited sutras, sacred Buddhist prayers, quietly for a long time. The night deepened. The candle grew small. Then something came through the wall. Not through the door. Through the wall. A shape. Dark, low, moving slowly. Muso did not move. He could not. The shape moved toward the body, and it fed. Muso pressed himself into the corner of the room. He kept his eyes open. He could not look away. He could not speak. He only pressed his hands together and recited the sutras inside his head, in silence, without sound. By the time the gray light came, the shape was gone. And the body was gone. Only the offerings remained. The incense ash. The empty mat. Muso walked back in the pale morning. But where the house had been, there was no house. Only a ruin. Broken walls half buried in moss. Vines covering the roof that had long since fallen. He stood there for a while. Not afraid anymore, just quiet. The villagers were not surprised. They told him the house had been empty for years. No one lived there. No one had lived there for a long time. They said it quietly, the way you say a thing you have already accepted. Then, as Muso turned to leave the village, a figure appeared in the road ahead of him. A man, or the shape of a man, faintly luminous, dissolving at the edges. He knelt. He bowed his head to the ground. The figure spoke. He said, "I was a monk once. I lived in this village for many years, but I forgot why I had come. I became attached to things, to the village, to my reputation, to small comforts. I forgot the practice. And so when I died, I became this. What you saw tonight. I have been this for a very long time." He asked Muso to pray for him. Just that. Muso knelt on the road in the early light and took his Juzu, his prayer beads, in both hands. He closed his eyes. He prayed. He prayed for a long time. When he opened his eyes, the figure was gone. The road was empty. The morning was very still. A thin mist lay over the field. Somewhere above, a bird called once and then fell silent. The concept of the Jikininki, the corpse-eating ghost, appears in old Buddhist texts. It was said to be the fate of those who lived selfishly, or who performed sacred rites only for reward. After death, they were condemned to wander and feed on the dead. But the texts also said this: even a Jikininki could be released. By prayer. By someone who did not run away. I keep thinking about the moment he chose to stay. Not because he wasn't afraid, but because he stayed anyway. I'm not sure I would have. What about you? Good night.